I'll post up pictures of it later, but there's a 3/4 tin nut that's welded inside of this tube. I somehow managed to ruin it. So I already bought a 3/4 10 thread weld bung that's going to go right in here. I have to cut all of this out, but in order to cut it out, I have to, you know, use a hole saw. The hole saw is not 3/4, and the this extension, even though it does sit pretty flush, it is 3/4 at this at the collar there, where the connection is, where the coupler is. It doesn't keep it square, so I needed to weld that washer in there. This is going to slide in all the way up. It's going to stay there. Then this is going to fall in here, and then this is going to fall over that, right? So now we have a centering hole. It does have a little bit of slot. I realize that, but I don't really have much of a choice as far as you know, having something that keeps it centered. So once it's all drilled out, if I have to dress it up with, you know, a carbide bit, you know, just to like clean it up and stuff, and make that bung fit in and square, I'll do that later. But for now, I just need to get like the bulk of it out. So I'll show you guys once it's cut. I'm not going to show you, you know, the drilling of it or the hole sawing, because that's fucking boring. But I will show the cut once it's done, and then once the bung comes in, I will have a I have here a sacrificial 3/4 7-inch, I think it's 7-inch or 8-inch, and then I have the new bolt 3/4 10 that's going to go in there. So this will come out. This will, let's run that down just for demonstration. This will thread in. It's hard to do with one hand, so let's see here. Hang on. All right, we're not super tight, we're just hand tight, but this is obviously going to hold this bolt square to this bracket, and the bung is going to thread on here. The bung obviously is going to go further into the tube, not sit, you know, above it. So once I figure this out, I thread the bung on, drive it further deeper into the tube so that it's recessed, maybe 1/8 of an inch or something. Then I'll weld that bung in all the way around. This will be in there. The bung will have anti-seize, which I already bought. Weld it all in, let it cool down, drive the bolt out, and then come in and grind all of this flush. Anything that sticks out, anything that's uneven, I will grind it all down, clean it up, and then, you know, this, the spindle, because this is part of the spindle, well, it should be able to slide in, you know, the way it was before I ruined the threads here. So yeah, that's what we're doing. All right, so there goes the first layer, which is the bracket itself. Now I gotta weld through, or I gotta cut through the nut and all the weld that I put in there when I put the nut in. That's gonna be fun, because you know, it's always fun. You can see the threads, how trash they were right there. It's messed up. Yeah, I decided to use this Warrior brand from Harbor Freight instead of beating up my Lennox hole saws here. I figured even if it's cut wrong, I can always dress it up a little bit Wouldn't take me too long to dress it up, but it's been working out good so far. I gotta cut through that nut and all that weld in there now, but you know, I'm gonna keep going and I'll update you guys soon. Harbor Freight came through again. There's a hole. It's not pretty, but it will work, I think. I gotta get in there and fish out that cookie from inside. I don't know where the hell it went. I'm not even gonna try to fucking look right now. Anyway, I gotta clean all this up, hit it with some acetone, clean all of the inside of that hole out, and get ready to weld once the bung gets in on Tuesday, and then put it together and send it off to powder coat. I think we're just about ready for powder coat. All right, guys. I'll update you guys once the bung gets in and I'm ready to set it. All right, you guys have a great night. All right. So last update for the night. Just want to show you guys what it is that I'm doing. So let's pretend that this here is the bung, the weld bung. The idea is to tighten these down, make sure that it's square on this hole. Tighten this one, and the bung will sit just below the lip of this bracket. The bung is approximately the same size as that nut, more or less the same size as that nut. Maybe a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. I'm not sure. I have to. It's 1 1/4 inch. I drilled out 1 1/4 inch, but you know, the hole saw wasn't cutting perfect because I didn't have a way to keep it perfectly square or perfectly straight while I was cutting. So it kind of, you know, wandered on me a little bit every so often, and it made an imperfect hole. But the idea here is to get the bung just below the surface, tack weld it all the way around, grind it flush, bring the arm up, set the arm, drive the bolt down, make sure the bolt goes all the way through without any interference, and then drive the bolt out. If everything works the way it's supposed to, drive the bolt out, finish welding all of it, and then drive the bolt down again to make sure everything is still square. You know, so this will be in its place the entire time. This sacrificial bolt. I actually even, it's like I hardly can see it, but I wrote sacrifice on it because it's a grade 5, you know, 3/4 inch 10 bolt. So final weld it with the bolt in place, and then drive it out, and it should be done after that. Like ideally, it should be done after that, because I think I'm doing everything right. But we'll see come Tuesday when the bung gets in and I'm able to actually put something in there and weld it in, and you know, see how it works out. Because worst case scenario, I'm gonna have to cut that one out too, but I really don't want to. I don't want to have to do this again, but I think it'll work exactly as I'm planning it to. I don't see it being too big a deal or too big an issue. All right, guys, have a great night. I'm out. It's late, and I need to get inside the house with the, with my girls. You guys have a great night. So here is the fix. This is a weld bung. Obviously, it's dirty. I just took a die grinder in there, so I got some metal shavings left behind. The idea here is to tighten this all the way up. Taking long enough. Tighten it all the way up. Make sure that this is square. Put a straight edge across. Make sure that I'm level. You know, that I'm on the same plane. which it more or less looks like it right there. And then, like I said, this is a sacrificial bolt. Put a couple tacks in here, grind them flush, bring the arm over, sitting right there, bring the arm over, put it on, make sure everything works the way it's supposed to work, make sure that it fits, which is most important, because the tolerances in here for that spindle area are extremely tight. So I need to make sure that this fits right here, make sure that this isn't too high up. I'm okay with it being just a little bit low, but not too low. We're talking about like, hell, maybe a 16th low. I'd be all right with that, but not, you know, definitely not an 8th low. Anyway, gonna get on that right now and tack it up. I gotta clean it up, still have some of that cutting fluid. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it right there. Still have some of that cutting fluid left over from when I was hole sawing this. So I need to hit all of this with some acetone, clean it up, and get ready to weld. All right, man. See you guys soon. All right, so there we are, tacked up. We're gonna try the swing arm on there now and see how it works out. All right, so I have installed the sacrificial grade 5 bolt. I have applied, I wiped most of it off, it was billowing out, but I applied a liberal amount of anti-seize to keep it from, you know, from like shrinking too much, and this bolt getting seized in there. I think I'm ready to weld. Looks like I'm just about there. I wiped it down. I still need to hit it again with some acetone since I got some of the anti-seize inside. I think it's like on that side right there, sorry. Inside right there, I got some anti-seize. So I just gotta spray it down, hit it with some air, let it evaporate for a little bit, and then weld this thing up. And I think we're ready to rock and roll. All right, guys, I'll catch you guys up after I weld it together, and then I'll put the arm back up since I forgot the video when the arm was back up and set. Hang tight. Alrighty, here we are now. Oh shoot. All right, here we are now. It is welded all the way through. I didn't want to, I'll get those later. I didn't want to build up the weld too much, so I left it a little low in some areas, obviously, but it is, there was so much space around it that I was able to put in enough weld that I'm pretty confident, actually not pretty, very confident that it had enough penetration. Sorry, I felt like I was screaming, I had my earplugs in. I ran the tap through it because I learned from this last time, from this mistake, I learned, I guess from the mistake that created the issue that brought us here now. I learned to not just drive the bolt through, to run the tap through it after you weld it. So here we are. Let me go and find the bolt. All right, so here's the bolt now. Pretty much driving the whole thing down by hand. Freaking butterfingers. Jesus Christ. There we go. So there we are. That's landed right there. It isn't tight, obviously, I just did it single-handedly, but that is it. Landed all the way in. It ran most, oh my goodness, what the hell is going on today? Oh man, that's one of those days. right way. And zero damage to the threads. Now let's put the arm back on. Here we go. Fixed the right way.